guys, it's Ghosdee. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. This week we're reviewing Lisa Frankenstein. Iconic film writer Diablo Cody is back, along with new timecomer Zelda Williams, creating this goofy horror rom-com just in time for Valentine's Day. I gotta say that lately I've been really into Frankenstein. I finally watched the classic Frankenstein movie, and I'm really into like this idea of like the reanimated Frankenstein monster, more than young D would have expected. We love that growth. Since its release, Lisa Frankenstein has been compared to standout genre films such as Edward Scissorhands, Heathers, and Jawbreaker. Just as much as this is obviously a love letter to those films, it's still very much its own thing. This is largely due to the charm of main character Lisa Swallows, played by baby scream queen Catherine Newton. You might have seen her in 2020's Freaky or 2011's Paranormal Activity, and she's going to be in the upcoming Abigail. Lisa Frankenstein is visually stunning, sweet, a little offbeat, and all around a fun time. As a Lisa Frank girly myself, I'm especially pleased with the whole aesthetic, all the colors, the neon, the green, the pink, the goth. Seeing those worlds come together, this is what has inspired my outfit today. It was like spot on and also creative. If I haven't made it obvious already, I did enjoy this film. It actually made me laugh, and I don't laugh in movies often, but I was getting it. So now I'm gonna get into some more spoiler and talk more through the plot and highlight things that I like. If you haven't seen the movie, I recommend you just like going away for now and then coming back after you watch it, unless you don't mind spoilers. If you don't mind spoilers, then it's fine. Come hang. Let's do the thing. So before we actually meet our main character, we get the backstory of her creature companion. He doesn't have a name, he's just Creature, although I will note that his headstone says Frankenstein. We get his story in a series of shadow puppets. It's actually really cool, it's integrated. It's before the opening credits, it's just how the movie opens. It's a cute shadow puppet, but it's not a cute story, it's actually a very sad story. Our creature companion is a pianist, musician, poet, typical sad lover type boy. He's orphaned. Partially why he's sad is because he's orphaned, and he gets even sadder because his love of his life decides to say fuck you and marry some other guy. He dies. Yeah, he also dies young. I can't remember the circumstances of his death. I feel like it might have been accidental, could have been suicidal. But he died young. He died fucking young. So this brings us to 1989 with our main character, Lisa Swallows, an outcast teen who's recently been forced to move to a new town with her dad, Dale, typical neurotic, narcissistic stepmom, Janet, and surprisingly sweet stepsister, Taffy. We love Taffy. We are a Taffy stan. Taffy actually tries to include Lisa. She tries to reach out. She tries to break through to Lisa. She actually tries to get around to Lisa, and I think she provides good support. Now, Lisa might have always been weird, but things definitely took a turn when her mom was tragically, fucked uply, brutally murdered by a man in a mask with an axe. When I saw this, I was like, what? Like, seriously, I was like, this can't be happening. I was shocked. I was like, that's fucked up. It's a part of the plot. She's fucked up. She's actually mute and doesn't talk much because of that and since that incident. And it just sucks that she's living with this fucking bitch ass stepmother now. But it's cool that Taffy's cool. Like I said, we fucking like Taffy. Oh, shit. I think Taffy understands and at least tries to really empathize with Lisa, which someone who's gone through trauma such as Lisa, I understand that 100%. All you want is somebody to just listen. And that's probably why she spent a lot of time at the cemetery talking to her Frankenstein guy. The movie actually opens in the cemetery. We spend some time going back there throughout the movie, and the setting is so beautiful. It's so much greenery. There's so much detail in the visual production of this film, and a lot of that can be seen in this cemetery location. Back to the movie, Taffy drags Lisa to a house party. The night does not end well though, because Lisa is accidentally drugged. She takes a sip of a cup from someone to like prove herself to her crush. She tries to like get some safety, and she comes across her lab partner, but unfortunately he's a fucking douche and takes advantage of him. We'll get back to his ass later. Now, obviously, we don't fucking like him. So she runs away from him and she ends up outside in this thunderstorm. At this part of the film, we're getting some interesting editing style, more of that visual color, but also it's just like, it doesn't look like it's a regular film. It kind of looks like there's a little animated, and there's some parts throughout this film that's just edited kind of like a music video. There are also a lot of montages and music in this film. The film cuts to this silent film with a very straightforward David Lynch reference. It's fun to just like kind of take you away from the movie. It's fun to take you away from the plot. It's not until the next day that the creature actually makes its way to Lisa. At first she's frightened, but then she quickly realizes that he doesn't mean any harm and actually learns that he's there to be her knight in shining armor. He heard her call and he came coming, which is cute, right? It's really sweet. I don't know, imagine a dead person like showing up for you like a real one. However, that's not what Lisa meant when she said she wanted to be with him. She meant that she wanted to be dead. As an audience, we do know at this point, although the trailers tried to fool us into making us think that the ghost guy was actually her crush. But no, in this movie, she has a real crush. It's this guy who like writes on the paper or something. He like digs her poetry. He's like cute or suave. He was at the party. He was part of the reason why she was drinking out of that cup. She's like really like hot and horny for him. That was a crush experience written by a woman, because those are some feelings that I felt before. Lisa rejects Creature and that makes him cry these green tears, which introduce this running joke, which it was a little too much, but whatever. It was funny because Catherine knew, and every time she reacted to it, it was just like pretty genuine. She still decides to clean him up, get all the goop and nasty shit off of him, and keep him in her closet. Enters neurotic, narcissistic stepmom Janet. She is marvelously played by horror vet Mike Flanagan fave Carla Gugino. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but Miss Carla, we love her. I would not have expected anything less. She fucking ate this role head to fucking toe, okay? She did. She's projecting her psychoness onto Lisa and threatening to send her to the psych ward. Hates her for no reason, and it sucks as this girl is going through shit. Like, her mom fucking died. Even if she was being weird, like, her mom fucking died. Like, let the bitch be weird, you know what I'm saying? Not too weird to where you're killing people, you know, but be weird. It's okay to be weird. But her stepmom is threatening to send her to the psych ward. The creature hears this and he doesn't like it because he's like Chucky in Child's Play 2019. He's like protective over his friends to the point to where he would literally kill for his friends. And he does. And after he kills her, he cuts off his ear with the idea that Lisa and her cool seamstress skills, which we'll get back to that she could sew his ear on and he would just have an ear. Like, that's how fucking dead bodies work. He's a hopeless dead guy. Can't really blame him. They do try to sew it. It doesn't work. But with some thinking, they decide to use the busted tanning booth out back. And let me tell you guys, I love this thing. Not only is the design cool, quirky, sleek, it has a cool name, but to bring in this tanning booth to function as some magic makeover hoopla thing for dead people, like, I just think it's genius. It has to be the theater kid in me, but using set pieces as a plot device in the script, it's just perfect. And on that note, I would say that generally this movie feels very theatrical, and the details in the set design, the production, the script beats, line delivery, all of it feels a little theatrical, and I think honestly it would translate so well into a stage play, which surprisingly is a lot better than Diablo Cody's previous work, Jagged Little Pill, which was so bad. I love both Elena's and Diablo Cody, but I cannot stand by Jagged Little Pill. I mean, like, yes, for making You Ought to Know lesbian. No, for making that awful brownie blondie joke. I will never get over that. Anyway, I think initially Lisa felt some remorse for killing Janet, and also was questioning why it even happened. But that didn't last long, because we know how these things work in movies. And the creature still needs a hand. And we have a lab partner who used his hands to hurt our poor girl. So let the revenge ensue. There's a clear change in Lisa before the first kill and after the first kill. And she uses this post-kill glow juice in this very Jennifer's Body-esque lure scene. I love a good sexy lure. I love it because guys are easy and they always take the bait. And oh boy, does our lab partner take the fucking easy bait. and he walks right into an axe to his hand and the back of his head. We see her kind of grow as the movie ends and as the body count grows. She even impulsively decides to just go hook up with her crush. She's like, I'm going to his house, period. And she pulls up on him. Us as an audience, we see Taffy's car, so we already know what's about to go down. Creature knows what's about to go down. And Lisa walks in, and lo and behold, Taffy is sleeping with her crush, Michael. And earlier in the film, we see Taffy like hide some fucking hickeys, and it's like, oh fuck, it's from this guy. And also throughout the film, Taffy is just like kind of shunning Lisa for liking Michael and downing him and saying he's shitty, and in this moment you realize it's because she's fucking him behind closed doors. Honestly, you could have just said the truth like, hey sis, I know you like him, but he's already in this, because that's just what it is. This is how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But also fuck Michael, because he was like, I dig your poetry, and don't tell a girl you dig her poetry unless you want to fuck her. She should have been honest, and we're fucking doomed, because Creature fucking bust in with the axe, of course. Can't go anywhere without this thing, and he chops off Michael's fucking dick. This is a slow motion scene. There's blood everywhere. I love that it's broad daylight. I love when there's like violence and like shocking violence and it's so bright. I love it. It kind of makes it creepier for me. For a minute there, I thought we were gonna lose Taffy. I was like, oh my God, no, please, please, please. But her life is spared, thank God. And she kind of just like escapes, and that's it. But it's definitely the end. We're in the final act because Lisa and Creature are looking at themselves and they're like, we need to Bonnie and Clyde this shit. But before that, let's fuck. It's actually kind of cute because Creature doesn't talk, by the way, which might I say helps Cole Sprouse' performance probably, because it's all physicality, which is also a very theatrical thing. So many parallels with this being a theater thing, so it should probably just be a thing. But he communicates to her that he chopped off the dick so he could have the dick so they could fuck. And if that's not romance, I don't fucking know what is. So now like Creature is coming out of the friend zone. This is some real cute like high school teenage story shit. It is really cute. But he comes out of the friend zone and they bang because Lisa's like, oh, you my mans. Actually, you my mans. Oh, also, every time Creature goes into the tanning booth, he becomes more alive and he gets more Victorian fine. Well, for Lisa, because I mean, he's not really my thing. But yeah, he gets cuter. So like by the time they fuck, like he's like mostly attractive by that point. He becomes alive at the end, but we're not there yet. By this point, the cops are pretty much onto them. Doug is missing, Janet is missing, somebody at school kind of ratted out Lisa, so the police are on their way. But Lisa is fucking brilliant, and she has this idea to put herself in the tanning booth at Mac, and it burst the shack in the back of the house in flames. It was giving me such Carrie vibes, and that was so satisfying to me because initially I felt so many parallels between Lisa Swallows and Carrie White, as in they're both outcast. They both like struggle with their home life. They have like abusive mother. They're both seamstress. And also I feel like in the beginning of the movie, Lisa kind of dressed like Carrie. So I feel like that might have been intentional. I don't know, but I see the parallel. Even after the houses or the shack is burst into flames, we cut to a cemetery where it's Lisa's headstone. I almost thought we were gonna get an actual Carrie jump scare, but that probably would have been a little too on the nose. But Taffy and Dale, her dad, is visiting Lisa's tombstone, and all the way into the distance we hear Creature speaking, alive, very alive, speaking and reading a poem to someone that looks like it may be Lisa coming back to life, and she's giving Corpse Bride. And I was sitting there when the movie ended, I was like, sequel, and I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't going in sequel, but I could do a sequel. It doesn't need a sequel, but I could do a sequel. That ending was giving sequel, and they can just go more on a tirade. They're like undead, and like, I don't know, they're kind of cute, but also them platonically, I'm obsessed with. I like kind of want them to be like platonic queer buddies. Lisa Frankenstein isn't the perfect movie, and I have to admit, it isn't my most favorite movie, but it's what it sets out to do. It's a fun, girly pop, goth, teen scream rom-com. Those who get it, get it. Alright, y'all, that's all I got on this episode. I would love to know what you guys think of this movie, and also if there were any other movies you think that this can compare it to, because I feel like there's just so many. Oh, and you haven't seen it? Go get on that. Feel free to keep up with Dee on Insta at Ghosdee, Twitter at Ghosdee_, and Letterboxd at Ghosdee. I will see you guys in the next episode.